How did we go from this to this? Football kits in 2025 have literally transcended just a uniform. They're literally now high-end fashion. But how did we get here? What led us down this path? That's what this video is all about. Right, first we've got to take it back. We've got to take it way back. In the early 1900s, when football was just starting, football kits were just uniforms, baggy cotton shirts, heavy fabrics, long sleeves, nothing flashy, literally just something to tell one team from another and obviously to hold up from the mud. But in the 70s and 80s, there was a moment where everything just shifted. Brands like Adidas, Umbro and Lecoq Sportif came in with bolder designs, cleaner cuts, and they started to create identities for these clubs. And following these brands, of course, came sponsors on the shirts. The first team to put a sponsor on their shirt was Eintracht Braunschweig from Germany. At the time, it actually wasn't legal to do this, so they officially changed their badge to the lion of Jägermeister and had that slap bang in the middle of their shirt, so they kind of found a bit of a loophole there. But after this moment, teams saw the value in having sponsors on their shirts, and we started to see more and more. And at first, this felt weird, it was different, and a little bit wrong in many cases, but this is the moment where I feel like you can see a change in the mindset of football kit designers and brands like this, because no longer was it just about a football shirt, it was about money. Now we arrive in the 90s. To be honest, probably the best era for football shirts, definitely a golden era for football shirts. Suddenly they were loud, they were bold graphics, they had crazy patterns, colours that just absolutely popped. You had England 1990s third shirt with the iconic diamond patterns on it. You got Mexico's bold Aztec kit. You've got the very American denim shirt from 1994. You've got Arsenal's bruised banana shirt, Manchester United's snowflake jersey. The list just goes on and on and on. That's just a few from the top of the head. Yeah, a truly unreal time for football shirts. Genuinely, probably my favourite time for football shirts. And it was at this time where the replica culture started to explode. Of course, it came in a little bit earlier than this. Admiral were the first to do that, but this is where things started to take up a notch. These bold shirts, these bold designs came in and fans wanted to be wearing them. Before this, fans were wearing hats and scarves to games, but this was kind of like the moment where that shifted. You could represent your club wearing the home shirt in and also around the stadium, not just on match day, to school, to the park, to play football in. And with that, shirts meant more. They were no longer just uniforms. They were personal. It was a statement, a memory, a special connection to your club. I'm sorry to interrupt the video there, but look at this little guy's face. Look. Say hello. Say hello. I'm now a dad, so you've got to subscribe. I think that's how it works. You've got to pay this guy's bills. He's expensive, aren't you, mate? He's tired. I'll put him down. Please subscribe. And let's move ahead again now. We're going into the 2000s and to the 2010s, and we're really seeing now the first overlap of like football kits and street culture. And this was especially big in the UK. Grime artists specifically started wearing retro kits to rep their clubs, and throw it with a Stone Island jacket or a pair of Air Max, and you're not just wearing a kit, you're building a look. And then, this is where I feel like the next shift happens. Like I said earlier, there was a big shift in the 70s. In the 2010s, this kind of street culture bleeding into football kits, this is where the snowball then starts to pick up speed. And along came the fashion collabs. PSG and Jordan were one of the first to drop a collection. I feel like one of the first big ones, of a fashion statement with obviously a fashionable club like PSG. That was huge at the time. And then quickly followed by the likes of Palace and Juve or Ajax and Daily Paper. And with this, people that weren't even like into football are starting to wear football shirts, like celebrities, for example. You got like Drake in that iconic Juve shirt, ASAP Rocky. You've got Kim Kardashian wearing a Roma shirt. Like, what the fuck was that? So this is the way the snowball continued to roll. It's got so big, the scales have tipped. Football shirts are no longer just uniforms. They're no longer just, ways to represent your club. Now they are just pieces of fashion that anyone is getting involved with. And also, it's a side note to say that like in the 2010s onwards is where we saw like a lot of the retro shirts come back into play. Like, at the time when I was a kid, you'd just wear whatever shirt was that season. Then I think after 2010 maybe, big brands like Classic Football Shirts, for example, started reselling the older shirts, and that became very desirable, and that bled into the fashion element. And that leaves us till today. We're in the 2020s, 2025, and where are we now? Well, these days, literally all year round, there'll just be release after release, special drops, limited editions, collab designers, curated drops. It's just streetwear now. You've got Italy teaming up with Armani for matchday suits, like, that's insane. You've got brands like Palace making football shirt related stuff, making stuff that looks like kits but isn't, and selling it for hundreds of pounds. And of course, you've got Arsenal dropping a collection every other week to bleed the money from the fans. Now, I do think there's all pros and cons to this. I feel like I've sounded quite negative, but there's some pros. Like, I love football shirts. Obviously, my channel's built on football shirts. So seeing new shirts, designer collabs, people putting a lot of heart and design and fun into kits, I'm a big fan of. Like, it's just fun. But there is another side of my own brain, and the other side of the coin to this is, it's starting to feel a little bit grim. It's starting to feel a bit cash grabby. We're seeing these collabs and we're seeing them go for money. Like, we're talking too much money. You know, football is a working man sport. That it's what it was originated. That's where it's come from, and that's where it should stay. Not to say that no one can get involved with football, but just like, it shouldn't go away from that. And seeing the prices of this, even retro shirts. This shirt I'm wearing was 40 quid when I bought it. It's probably worth like 150 now. And like, the designer collabs that come out, Chelsea have just released one with Drake's brand, and the jacket was like 700 quid. That's just not football. It's just not football. And I think there's a scale, there's a line that shouldn't really be crossed. So yeah, that's it. I think the whole football shirt fashion was just a complete snowball effect that obviously started when brands came in and just kept rolling and pushing the boat out there till, yeah, celebrities got involved. I think that's basically it. But let me know what you think of this, because I feel there's obviously pros and cons to this whole like debate, and I'd like to hear your opinion on it. So let me know in the comments below. Do you like the fact that football is kind of fashion now, or do you think it's horrible and it's whatever? Let me know your thoughts. I'm 50-50. I'm on the fence, which is obviously great to be. Personally, I just have so many football shirts that I'm happy it's fashion now, so I can wear them wherever I go. But that's it. I'll stop talking now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, give us a subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.